We're talking Wyoming area track and field. Joe Pisano, the head coach, with us. And Joe, let's talk about this season. Boy, weather played a part, but you start getting into some meets, and some days are 55, some are 80, but a little variety, and everybody's adapting. Let's talk about this year's team.
Well, it started off with the big snowstorm, and me being the athletic director as well as the head coach, we were trying to make every accommodation for our athletes to be practicing, whether it was inside or whether it was outside in a parking lot that was paved or on sidewalks that they had snow melted. But we did everything that we can to get the kids outside, and everybody in the whole district dealt with the same issues that we did. However, we had 4 meets so far, and every meet that we had was under 45 degrees, and 3 of them had sleet. So it really wasn't that great of a schedule coming out in after the storm and to start off the first 4 meets of the season.
Let's talk over on the ladies' side, that talent. It seems pretty deep this year. Some versatile girls that can do some different things there.
We do. We have a bunch of excellent multi-event athletes, with starting with senior Vanessa Shedlock, who's got a couple of scholarship offers, and I believe that she is supposedly accepting a scholarship as we speak with Slippery Rock to run the 400. She also long jumps. She jumps 17 feet, triple jumps 37 feet. She set our school record in the 400 again this year. She's part of our 4x1 state medal team last year. She's an all-around great athlete. She's on the cheerleading competitive squad. She cheers. She's actually at nationals, or at Worlds this week, and won't be at our track meet on Friday. But she has been with us since she's been in 7th grade. She's a multi-event athlete. She can do anything from sprints to jumps to high jump to, if we made her throw the shot put, she can do that. Besides her, and she came up as a freshman. Besides her, we have our juniors, which are Shelby Stackhouse and Jalen Rhodes, who are 2 of our the other 2 great athletes we have that can do anything. I mean, Shelby does the pole vault, the high jump, the hurdles. We're putting her in the 4x1 relay at the Jordan Relays next week. She's an all-around great athlete. She high jumps 5'4", she long jumps 16 and change, and her hurdles, she was 3rd in the district last year. Then we get into Jalen Rhodes, who was 2nd in the district in the 100-meter dash last year behind Brie Benarski, who was our girl who's off and playing at Michigan right now. And, Jalen is one of the fastest girls in the district. So far, she has not been beaten in the 100-meter dash. And, we're expecting a lot from her. She's a junior. Then we have a couple other freshmen that I brought up this year, in Mackenzie Noki, who the right thing to do is bring her up, even though she's competing with Jalen and Vanessa daily and weekly and at every meet. She might get a little bit discouraged because she's not winning like she used to, but it's only going to help her and push herself and get her faster. So, we have a bunch of great kids. We have a thrower out there who just set our school record, and Maddie Resinetti, and she's getting better as our meets go by. And we have another jumper who is Valerie Gerchak, who came up with us today, and she's a sophomore. She finished 9th in the district. So, we're bringing the kids up as freshmen, and they're contributing. They might not be winning the events that they're looking to, but everybody's on target to max and to get their PRs by districts. And the weather just absolutely killed us and everybody else, so it's not just us.
Some talented guys this year at WA?
We're very young. I brought up 12 freshmen. All of our sprinters are freshmen. I have a couple guys who are repeating returners on the team. We have Mark Minichello, who threw the jet for us 7 times last year, and a total of 7 times, I believe. And right now I think he's 18th in the nation. He is 3rd in the state, throwing in the Penn Relays, leaving tomorrow and throwing Friday. He's getting recruited by Virginia, Eastern Michigan, and Wake Forest recently called us. We have a bunch of the freshman sprinters, like I said, with Brian Williams, Kane Burton, and if I'm forgetting anybody, But the other one that we have out this year is Stephen Yorty, a basketball player, tall kid, 6'3", 6'4", and he can jump out of the room. He ended up just jumping yesterday 42 feet in the triple jump, and the long jump 21. So, I mean, he's getting there eventually. He's never done it before, and he's here 4 weeks, and I think he's got a shot to medal at districts and hopefully compete to get the states.
Coach, we appreciate you coming out today to Arcaro and Genell.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Jalen Rose is with us from the Wyoming area track and field team. And Jalen, a heck of a sprinter. And let's talk a little bit about the events you compete in and some of your best times that you've had so far.
I run the 100, the 200, 4x1, and 4x4. And my fastest time in the 100 is 12.4, and my fastest time in the 200 is 26.6.
Talk about what event you kind of like the most. Or
the 4x1 is my favorite. I just like the team event. I fly across the curve. It's my favorite one. This year I'm the anchor, so it's kind of different, but I still love 4x1.
Let's talk about those legs, first 3 legs of your team.
Well, they're young, so they're still a little more experienced. It's different than last year because we've been with each other for like almost 3 years, so it's just new for everyone. So they have to learn the handoffs and everything.
How much fun are you having with this group?
Fine, I like them. I like them. We all kind of bond together because we all come to practice and we just all do the agilities together and the workouts. We all have to so we all get tired at the same time. So it's kind of we all understand each other on this one road track.
More injuries than people think in track and field. Talk about trying to stay healthy. Shin splints and ankles and knees. And, different things and nagging injuries.
Well, you gotta stretch a lot because if it gets cold, you can pull a hamstring. My freshman year, I pulled both my hamstrings and I didn't run. So you have to stay warm, and before you run your race, you have to warm up, make sure you have to get hot, so when you run, you can just put your clothes back on and still feel the same body heat.
Goals this year for you, I'm sure, are probably lofty.
Yeah, I want to qualify state to be number 1 in the district. Well, I just want to stay number 1 in the conference. I don't want to lose during regular season, but I want to go to districts and show it off there.
Well, we wish you well. Sounds like you got a bright future ahead of you. Keep it going, all right?
Thank you.
Shelby Stackhouse joining us from the Wyoming area track and field team. And Shelby, let's talk about some of the events you're competing in this year.
I do pole vault, high jump, 100-meter hurdles, and sometimes I'm in the 300-meter hurdles. It's not one of my strong events, so when I high jump.
Talk about being able to be so dynamic and doing various events and trying to get some of those things down. A lot of technique in most of them.
Pretty much it's just hard work, high jump. I've been struggling a lot with some of my forms, but I'm starting to get it down now. So hopefully I'll be able to get 5.4 before districts.
And the weather's been tough, so everybody kind of struggling with some of that stuff. How about health-wise, or talking a little bit about nagging injuries? What do you do to kind of stay away from some of that stuff?
Well, actually, the first meet of the season, I pulled my quad, so I was out for a week. Yeah, and I just got back in, actually, so I'm trying to just pick back up, trying to work harder to make up lost time.
You talk about the hurdles in particular, being able to get that rhythm down, and maybe your first starter, you're just kind of jumping over to get into that right form.
Yeah, it's just pretty much trying different things, different workouts to get back into it, but I'm good now. I feel like I'll be good for districts.
Let's talk about some of your teammates that you're around. There's a lot of talent.
Yeah, Jalen Rhodes is really good in the 100. Vanessa Shevak in the 400 actually keeps PRing in that event, so she's doing really well.
And how about your goals when districts come up?
Hopefully, I want to win high jump and hurdles. Last year I was seated first in the hurdles, but at the end of that year, I actually struggled with a hamstring injury. So I got 3rd, but hopefully I can win.
Well, we're rooting for you, and we appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you.
All right, we're with Mark Minichello from the Wyoming area track and field team. And Mark, let's talk about, you're able to juggle baseball and track and field. Not easy to do, but you're so stinking good in that javelin, something you have to do. So talk a little bit about what you're enjoying right now in the spring sports season.
Well, I throw javelin for the track and field team, and I also play corner outfield and a little bit of third base for the baseball team. So it's tough to juggle both sports, but both of my coaches, whether it be in baseball or track, have been super accommodating, and I've been able to really almost be able to pick and choose what I've been able to go to. I set baseball games as a first priority, and then track meets as second. So I really go off whatever game I can make it to, because those are most important.
You're getting some big looks here with the javelin. Talk about your furthest throw, where you're at, and having that under your belt to say, some people interested in it.
Yeah. Well, my furthest throw was 194 feet 5 inches, and that was at an East Stroudsburg South High School Invitational. That was my first meet of the year, so I got a good throw out to start the year, so it boosted my confidence so much. And right after that, I got a decent amount of looks from a bunch of colleges, and that's really made me enjoy the season so much more. I've been so happy. Everything's kind of just been relaxing, and I'm having a lot of fun.
What's the difference between a baseball and a javelin, and do you think about it when you're actually doing it?
The difference between a baseball and javelin mainly is the weight. A baseball is 5 ounces, and a javelin is 800 grams. So a javelin is about 1.7 pounds. So you pick up a javelin, you're like, oh wow, this is actually pretty light. But then if you really think about it, you're almost throwing a 2-pound weight. So if you were to pick up a 2-pound dumbbell, you'd be like, oh my god, to throw this is crazy, I'll hurt my arm. So you really have to appreciate how much it weighs and how much the sports medicine side of it kicks in, because if you're not careful with what you're throwing, you're going to end up getting elbow damage or shoulder damage, because it's such a different implement. But I enjoy throwing both of them.
You play a lot of sports. You're multi-talented, that's for sure. Talk about what it feels like when you're out there doing something, whether it's football or whatever at Wyoming area. Proud to be a Warrior, I'm sure.
Very proud to be a Warrior, and the coolest thing about track competition-wise is, as much as you're competing against other people, you're also competing against yourself. One of my major goals each time I get on the jav runway is to beat my last PR. So if I threw 194, my next goal is to throw 195. Once I throw 195, get up to 200. So that's one of my favorite things, because as much as I'm trying to beat the guy next to me, I'm also trying to beat myself, which is majorly the goal.
Well, we wish you well. I know you got some big goals ahead of you, and you're doing a great job. Congratulations, and keep getting closer to the 200 mark, all right?
Thank you very much.
Steve Yorey is with us from the Wyoming Area Track and Field team. Steve, let's talk about the event you compete in.
I do long jump, triple jump, and high jump.
We'll talk about what you feel the most confident about right now.
Right now, my best two are long jump and triple jump, because high jump's a little iffy right now, but triple jump is more than high jump.
Talk about your furthest in each right now, and if you think that you can make some noise when the district meet comes up.
I think that I can get a medal at districts for long jump and triple jump, because I've been getting first in most of my meets so far, and I got second at the invitational for long jump.
Talk about the technicalities with the long and the triple jump, things that you need to do, coaches reminding you, and some people are getting personal coaches. There's a lot to certain specific events.
Yeah, triple jump, I just gotta remember to pull through every jump that I take a step in. Long jump, I try to get higher when I jump so that it carries me more throughout the jump.
How about the fun and the camaraderie you have with your teammates?
I have fun a lot of times with PJ Angeli, because he does the same events I do, and he helps me out throughout my track events.
You talk about being a track and field athlete. There's little injuries. Have you experienced any? You've been able to get through it healthy so far?
Yeah, my hamstrings have been sore lately, but just icing it helps, and it's not too bad.
How about the family support you get when you're out there? Hear somebody yelling your name or trying to root you on a little bit?
Yeah, my mom comes to all my meets and supports me, and it always helps to have her there.
Steve, we appreciate your time today at the Takeaway Kitchen here at Arcaro and Genell.
Thank you.
Kane Burton with us from the Wyoming Area Track and Field team, and Kane, as a freshman, what's varsity sports like? It's usually eye-opening for those freshmen that kind of say, there's some kids here a little bit older, but I'm going to do my best.
Yeah, doing varsity is, I think it's an experience. As far as it being difficult, I don't really like to think about that. I just like to go in and have fun.
Talk about having fun, the events you compete in, and what you're pretty good at.
100, 200, I like those because I feel like when it comes to sprinting, there's a more difficult challenge coming to that, being able to have the stamina to run as long as you run also with the 4x4 as well. So I like those events, those big main events.
What's some of the biggest things you've learned here, whether it's getting out of the blocks the right way or finishing through the line, handoffs?
I've learned that being able to relax and feel like and feel comfortable is the best thing mentally. You know, physically, it's to me not as hard as being able to mentally break down and get yourself into that game mentality.
How about some of the upperclassmen? They've been pretty accommodating and welcoming you and some other freshmen in?
Yes, they've been very motivating. I couldn't ask for better teammates. And that's all I have to say about that.
Track and field, is that your number one right now, Wyoming area, or are there some other sports you're involved with?
Basketball and track and field. That's me.
Well, we rooting for you. Wish you well, and of course, great to see you. And we wish you the best here in your varsity career.
Thank you.
Valerie Gerchak with us from the Wyoming area track and field team. And Valerie, let's talk about the events you compete in here for WA.
I do triple jump, long jump, 4x1 and 4x4.
What's your favorite event out of all those?
Definitely triple jump.
Let's talk about your furthest jump in the triple so far, and then trying to reach a goal, I'm sure, this year.
My furthest triple jump was 33.6 at my last meet, which was just yesterday. I want to try to jump like 34 though, like I jumped last year, maybe further.
How about the little things like, you know, we talked to some of the other student athletes about injuries, technique. Talk about some challenges or different things that you've encountered here in track and field season.
Some challenges I faced was, there's definitely I'm a sophomore, but there's a girl, Vanessa Shedlock, she's really good. She jumps really far, and a lot of other people jump further, so I'm trying to get up there.
You talk about having that camaraderie with your teammates. Maybe
Yeah.
they're a little better in some events.
Yeah.
Maybe you're a little better. What do you try to do to get something out of that, to say, hey, what are you doing? Or maybe they're noticing some things to try to be your best.
Yeah, I try to notice what they're doing and try to ask them what techniques they use to jump as far as they do.
And then how about the other activity at Wyoming area? I think you're involved with cheerleading. Anything else?
No, just cheerleading and cross country I do as well.
Only a couple things that How do you manage your time between your studies and your athletics?
Yeah, well, cheerleading takes place in fall and mostly winter, and cross country is in fall too, and track is in the spring.
You got a little break there.
Yeah, a little break.
Well, we wish you well, and of course, I'm sure you're looking forward to the district championships coming up in a couple of weeks. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Brian Williams is with us from the Wyoming area track and field team. And Brian, let's talk about being a freshman on this squad. What's your experience been like so far?
Well, there's been a lot of competition. You know, I knew I was going to get moved up. It's been a lot of fun. You know, PJ, all those other guys help me out, make me work hard every day. It's been a great experience.
Let's go through the events that you are competing in here at Wyoming area.
I do the 100, the 200, the 4x1, and the 4x4.
Let's talk about that 4x1 team. Who are some of the guys that are usually in that event with you, and how you guys faring so far?
We got Kane Burton, Enzo Scotto DeLuzio, and Quay Williamson. They're pretty fast guys. We dropped the baton a couple times. We just need to work on that pretty quick.
It's still some youth as well, right?
Yeah, all freshmen. I think by the time seniors we come back, keep doing what we got to do, get to work. We'll have a great team.
You talk a little bit about what your experience has been like with some of these older kids and trying to, instill some stuff in you.
Oh, it's been a great experience. You know, the guys and girls helping me out, make me work hard every day. We come in and out. You know, it's been a great experience with all of them.
Any other sports you're involved with there in Wyoming area?
Yeah, I'm involved with football, and that's pretty much it.
Well, we wish you well throughout the season and in the years to come at Wyoming area, okay?
Thank you.
Mackenzie Gnocchi with us from the Wyoming area track and field team. And Mackenzie, let's talk about the different events that you compete in.
I'm in the 100 meter, the 400 meter, the 4x1, and the 4x4 team.
How much fun are you having with this group of girls and guys at Wyoming area?
It's a lot of fun. We all have fun at practice. We all try to like keep each other up, and at the meets, it's a lot of fun to be with everyone.
How about the event you really enjoy the most, the technical part of what goes into it?
I'd have to say the 100 meter and the 4x1, definitely.
Let's talk about that 4x1 team. Who's on it, and what are the positives going on with that team?
It's me, Aaliyah Cranston, Valerie Gerchek, and Jalen Rhodes. And we're trying to keep each other positive and improve our time every meet, and just going faster and faster each meet.
You talk about being a student athlete. You talk about balancing the homework with the athletics, and challenging for you, or something that you say, hey, I got my time and I know what I'm doing with it.
Yeah, as a freshman, it's definitely hard to balance everything, but you learn to cope with everything, and like in the end, it's definitely worth it.
You go through junior high athletics, and all of a sudden now you're in varsity athletics as a 9th grader. Were your eyes kind of wide open, kind of saying, okay, I'm with the big team now?
Yeah, I was like so excited, but really nervous because I was going to be with like all the seniors and juniors, and it was a really big step for me, but I think so far, overall, I think I'm doing a pretty good job.
Well, we wish you well, and we appreciate your time here at the Takeaway Kitchen at Arcaro and Genell.
Okay, thank you.
PJ Angeli with us, Wyoming area, of course plays quarterback, and also a pretty good track and field athlete. PJ, talk about what events are you competing in?
I do the long jump and the triple jump, and I throw the javelin from time to time.
Talk about your favorite event out of those.
Probably my favorite event is the long jump. I just like running down the track and just jumping in the pit. It's fun.
What's your PR so far in that?
This year it's 19 feet, and I'm looking to get a little bit farther than that.
You think you can hit that 20 this year?
Yeah, I think I'll be at that by districts, hoping I could get up there pretty soon.
Talk about some of the competition you face this year, some other long jumpers that you're aware of in the district.
Well, there's definitely a ton of competition, especially one kid on my team, Steve Yorley, and a kid from Scranton jumps pretty far too. So there's a lot of competition in our district this year.
What's it like throwing the javelin, a little different than a football? And of course, Mark Minicello's pretty good at that, but talk about what it's like for you to kind of get that difference between both.
Yeah, definitely. Mark's real good at it, and it's different than throwing a football. I have trouble with it, but I'm okay. Like, I work in there with them. Not nearly as far as Mark, but it's a fun event, so I like doing that.
The technical aspect of track and field is just something you really got to absorb it. So talk about different things you see, whether it's the long jump or the javelin.
Yeah, there's a lot of little things that you could do to get an inch here or there. Like, if one little thing could throw off your jump and one thing could make your jump that much better, just working on the little things is really important.
What's it like for you being a football player now doing track and field? I'm sure you're hitting that weight room somewhere in between all that, but you like to stay busy?
Yeah, track's a great way for me to stay in shape, especially because the head coach is one of my football coaches, so a lot of it he could mold around football, so it creates a good conditioning aspect to get me ready for the fall.
Well, we wish you well. We appreciate your time. Great to see you here at Arcaro and Genell.
Thanks for having me.